We have a hilarious one today. Oh man, when I read this, it just cracked me up. First thing I thought was, I need to run home, read it again, and then have a beer and say cheers to that. the Supreme Court the Supreme Court ruling pulls rug out from under the article of impeachment. Yes, that's right, the only article of impeachment that may have worked. I get it. I know what you guys are going to say. None of these would work, Robert. Well, you're right. They wouldn't. Especially now. Now that we have a mostly red Senate. But the truth is, if we didn't, this could have hurt us. This could have hurt Donald. But I still think it's hilarious that the Supreme Court actually that it did this. Mind you, it was also a judge that doesn't really like Trump, wouldn't really vote red. So that's even funnier. The whole party is falling apart, and it's sad to see because I came from that party. I used to vote blue, and there was lots of reasons why I left. I'll go into that later in another video, but watching this now makes me think, man, I'm so glad I left. Oh, also, don't mind the sweater. It's a little cold here in Texas. We're in the 40s. It's freezing. So I'm too cheap to turn the heater on because I just don't want to pay that bill. But let's get into this. The decision by the Supreme Court to review the lower court rulings involving congressional and prosecution subpoenas directed towards President Trump undercuts the second article of impeachment that passed the House Judiciary Committee along party lines last week. Congratulations, guys. You guys had a week, well, I wouldn't say of a victory, but you had a week with it, and now it's gone. Again, this is the only thing that could have possibly had something. I get it. Trump doesn't actually have to, obviously, because now the Supreme Court is actually telling us. Trump doesn't have to work with them on their subpoenas, but this just cements it. This is great. This is really great. It's hilarious. The second article of impeachment charges President Trump with obstruction of Congress for refusing to comply with congressional subpoenas in the absence of a final court order. In so charging him, the House Judiciary Committee has arrogated to itself power to decide the validity of the subpoenas of its subpoenas, as well as the powers to determine whether claims of executive privilege could be recognized. Both powers properly belonging with the judicial branch of our government, not the legislative branch. I'm kind of laughing because this is hilarious. It just shows that the Democrats really believe that they are above the law, that none of these laws really apply to them. And it's hilarious because I watch them on television saying that they're doing this because they're protecting our Constitution. And I just laugh because they're the first ones to attack our Constitution. They're the first ones to attack the First and the Second Amendment. But they stand up there and tell us that what they're doing is right. What they're doing is protecting us from us and from everybody else. They love taking away our rights. They love treating us like we don't know, like dummies. They like sitting in their ivory tower and saying, I know what's best for you. No, you don't. Let us live our lives. You know what? If we want to get fat, let us get fat. I'm droning on. I'll get into that in another video. But this is hilarious. It really is, because finally they're being put in their place. And I was watching a video of a Democrat that went to her home state and just got booed.
And came out in support of an impeachment inquiry. And I wanted you to know from me, very specifically, the issue that got to me was this idea that the president, the most powerful man in the world, reached out to a foreign leader, and asked him to dig up dirt on an American, on a political This is
fake news. Don't
So-
buy into it. He's
Okay.
your president.
Wait, we can't hear Alyssa.
I'm telling you from my perspective that idea that we would reach out to a foreigner, which again, the president acknowledged, and we would ask for dirt in an American political election was too much for me.
No, he's looking into corruption. Corruption.
So I made the decision.
Today, I watched another video of something similar. You know, we've seen two Democrats leave the party, and actually one went to the Independent Party, the other went to Republican Party. Now, here's the funny thing. You know, Democrats are that party is always cheating. You know, they claim that they don't. They claim that they love people, that they do what's best for people, but really they just love power. That's what they want. They want power. They will lie to you. They will cheat. They will steal. Whatever they need to do to control. I'm going too far with this. I will make another video about that. But the reason I'm going to I talked about that was because one of the Democrats that actually went to the Republican Party, they were threatening him with, you either vote for this impeachment or we will primary you. What kind of lawmaker are you? What kind of evil person does that? You know, he's there to support and to represent his area, you know, of the U.S., not you guys. It's just ridiculous. So let's get back into this. The second article of impeachment charges President Trump with obstruction of Congress for refusing to comply with the congressional. Oh, sorry, we read that already. Let's go down to the next one. President Trump has asserted that the executive branch, of which he is the head of, need not comply with congressional subpoenas requiring the production of privileged executive material, unless there is a final court order compelling such production. He has argued, appropriately, that the judicial branch is the ultimate arbiter of conflicts between the legislative and the executive branches. Therefore, the Supreme Court decision to review these three cases in which lower courts ruled against President Trump provides support for his constitutional arguments in the investigation. Good for him. You know, I gotta say, he has got one heck of a team working for him. Whether it's his lawyers or his, just every single group, they have the best memes. I love it when he posts memes and the left goes crazy. It's hilarious. I honestly never thought I'd see memes on the news. It's funny. It's great. And it's great that it goes so far. He can really troll them. You know, so parts of this go into some other stuff, so I won't really get into that. But let's jump ahead. The House Democrats should seriously consider dropping the second article in light of the recent Supreme Court action. In fairness, this development involving the High Court occurred after Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee made up their minds to include obstruction of Congress as an impeachment article. Yet, the new circumstances give some Democratic members of Congress who may end up paying an electoral price if they support the House Judiciary Committee recommendation, meaningful reasons for voting against at least one of these articles of impeachment. They won't want to drop it. I don't know if it's too late or not. From what I understand, they're voting tomorrow, but I really think they're going to push forward with all this. I think they're going to just keep destroying the party. I think they're going to keep dividing the nation. I don't think they care too much about what they're doing or what they're destroying or who they're hurting. I think they just want power. But that's just my opinion. I'll put the link to this story down below so you guys can comment. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think they're going to drop it? Or do you guys think they're going to just continue and keep trying to impeach? I was watching some of the news today, and I'm thinking they're going to keep pushing forward, and they're just going to run that ship all the way down to the very bottom of the ocean. Just destroy it all. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.